Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner,
Brenan Estes.
and now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner,
Ryan Johnson.
it's time!
In a house of the rising sun.
All right, welcome back. It's Wednesday, September 7th in the beautiful, sunny outside Tampa Bay, Florida. This is the official weigh-ins. I'm your host, Brenan Estes, with my co-host,
Ryan Johnson.
It was one hell of a weekend. It was college football kicking off. It was UFC Germany. It was, those knockouts were awesome. That's what I know. But shoot, we're going to start it off with the first fight of UFC Germany that we were talking about. Ryan Bader knocks out Litifi. Gosh, Ryan, what a freaking knee from, I don't even know, another planet. That's what I'm going to say.
From another realm, that's for sure. Wasn't much action in the first round. Going into it, I was expecting Bader to just pull off some sort of wrestling decision. They both were kind of just standing, trading shots. Bader would go and look for a shot, but not too much as you were expecting. Going into the second, Litifi is doing what he needs to do. He's running away and then resetting and throwing bombs. As he's throwing bombs, this man drops his head, and Ryan Bader just lunges in with a knee. It wasn't even a flying knee. It was almost like he picked it up as if it was a switch kick knee.
Dude, and then he just shoots back like he just freaking murdered the guy. Go! Puts his hands back, so dramatic, falls back, and we're just like, oh, because you had to watch it on Fight Pass. So I'm over there watching it on my phone. Like,
screaming at my computer.
yeah.
Yeah, he stiffed him out. A really, really big knockout for Ryan Bader. He needed this moving up into the light heavyweight division again.
Oh, yeah, shoot. After losing to Anthony Johnson, his last fight, you definitely have to come back with a win. Before that, he was on a 5-fight win streak. So, I mean, that guy's definitely up there. I think he's ranked number 4.
He needed to make some sort of a statement, though, coming back.
And boy, did he with that knockout.
And him and Cormier, they have some bitter beef with each other. That's a big rivalry between them two. They could sell tickets if Bader ended up.
It'd be interesting. I mean, I know Bader would love that fight. I mean, he'd get a title shot, so of course he'd want that
Well, they
fight.
were supposed to fight originally. Remember that? Yeah, so I think that's why there's a little bad blood between the two. And then Bader showed up at the press conference that Cormier was at. At one point, I remember people were considering Ryan Bader for the shot. If he had beaten Anthony Johnson at that fight, he probably would have gotten it.
Oh yeah, that'd have been a 6-fight win streak. You have to give it to the guy. Light heavyweight division. That's amazing at itself. So
good for Bader. He needed to make a statement.
Yeah, I heard he came with no family, no nothing, just his team all the way to Germany. He was just there for business, and he walked out with the W. So congrats to him.
Good guy too.
Yeah, and then we had the co-main event. Alexander the Mauler Gustaffson beats Jan Blachowiz. It was a decision, nothing too spectacular, but, he definitely controlled the whole fight. Definitely 10 minutes of control. I mean, he just dominated the fight, I thought.
At the beginning of the first round, you saw Blachowiz land a little bit of shots on Gus, and you're seeing a little life. You're thinking, oh, man, could the underdog win it? And then Gus decided to take him down. Once he could take him down like butter, he knew he had him. Did it again in the second, did it again in the third. Won a unanimous 30-27 decision on every judge's scorecard.
They got over a couple times, but he mostly just laid on him and just dominated that fight. Elbows.
I say that's a good matchup right there for your boy Bader.
Oh yeah, Gus, and then that'd be the number 1 contender.
That'd be a good fight between the two. I'd like to see that one for the next contender, as you were saying.
Before that, he lost to Cormier for the belt, so I mean he's definitely there.
And prior to that, he had lost to Johnson, correct?
Yeah, but shoot, Jan Blachowiz. It's like it's like you want to step up, but how do you put his name up there when it's Jan Blachowiz?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, like I said last week, that they had given him Blachowiz in the first place because it really does nothing for him moving up or down.
No,
if he would have lost, that would have been huge for him.
He'd have lost everything and gained nothing. He gained nothing on that. We're like, oh, should he get it? He's still the #1 contender. We're guessing him and Bader. That sounds good to me.
It would have been a 3-fight loss skid for him though, and that would have been tough to come back from going forward into that. Not so much of a deep light heavyweight division, but people are passing over Gus since he hasn't been super active as of late.
Yeah, but he's still definitely the mauler, so he's still there.
Yeah, I like him versus Bader next.
I like that too. Then we had the main event, fight of the night. Arlovski loses to Josh Barnett, submits him in the end of the third round. Man, I mean, Arlovski just died out, had no gas at the end, and then Josh just sunk in that choke.
Crazy first round, though.
Oh, what a brawl!
I didn't see those guys exchanging like that going into it. I thought Arlovski was going to go ahead and have to put him away early.
He needed to, yeah.
We saw that in the first round. Arlovski dropped him, and Barnett had dropped Arlovski. It was really back and forth, but once Arlovski lost that gas, you knew it was the end of the road for him. He was just swinging with zero gas.
And right when he sunk the choke, it looked like he was happy to tap. Here you go.
You could see how Josh Barnett is in the veteran he is. He continued to just take him down and do what he wanted with Arlovski once he knew he could. He controlled him during the whole second and third round.
Oh, yeah, just domination. And I think he could have went 5 easy. He was ready. Arlovski couldn't. I don't think he goes one more round. He can't. He was completely dead, you guys. He tapped so quick. I mean, he was like, please get me out of this fight. Okay.
This may be the end of the Arlovski run that we were all hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bad way to go.
Because he was on a nice little run there. People were talking about him being in title contention. Then once he had lost to Alistair Overeem and Stipe Miocic, now he's on a 3-fight losing streak.
Yeah, and that's not good at all because you know how UFC does, sometimes 3 and down over here.
It's not looking good for your boy Andre Arlovski. But what do you do with Barnett moving forward?
Beating Arlovski like that, I think I like whoever wins this weekend. Travis Browne, Werdum, maybe Barnett, Travis.
Where's Barnett at the rankings?
Number 7.
He's ranked number 7th.
Number 7th.
Okay. And who's in the top 5?
Top 5, Ben Rothwell, number 5, Dos Santos 4, Overeem 3, Cain Velasquez 2, Fabricio 1.
I like it. Give him Junior Dos Santos.
I like that. Yeah.
Dos Santos coming off a win over Rothwell. Before that, he was kind of on a losing streak.
I don't think they've ever fought either.
They've never fought.
That would be a great fight.
Good fight. I think they could main event any card they really want to, any fight night card at least.
No, I like that. That's definitely a good call.
It's a good fight moving forward for both guys.
Definitely, and that was a great card. UFC Germany, got to give it up for him. Barnett definitely takes that and is only going up from there.
In a teeter-totter heavyweight division, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, coming up this weekend, Saturday night, UFC 203 in Cleveland. This thing sells out. In 2 hours, tickets were on sale. This thing sells out right away. Stipe Miocic versus Alistair Overeem for the heavyweight title. Gosh, I can't wait. What a great night it's going to be. But we're going to start off with the first fight on the main card. Jessica Andrade versus Joanne Calderwood. Man, JoJo can throw those hands, Rye. But what you like in this one?
Oof, this is a tricky fight. Number 6 versus number 7. It's a close one. Andrade coming into the UFC, she actually was talking in cahoots of being an actual contender for Ronda Rousey at the 135 division. So since then, she actually came in, lost to Liz Carmouche, and had a kind of a rocky career at 135. Debuted at 115 at June this year against Jessica Penne, and boy, she's put on that good hell of a knockout.
Yeah, knockout Jessica Penne, and then I think she lost her last fight, won her last fight before that. She's definitely been on a, like you said, a bumpy road.
But she looked dominant in her last performance, with throwing 117 strikes before she knocked her out.
Yeah, I agree. So does JoJo. You got JoJo coming on a 2-fight win streak with the knockout of Valerie Laterna and then a decision of Courtney Casey. I mean, this girl's no joke. She can stand and bang.
Yep, she's only got one loss in her career, and she had just fought at 125 against Valerie, and she, like you said, put on a hell of a performance. This is going to be a stand-up war between these two chicks. You got Andrade, who has great hands, and then you have Calderwood, who has great Muay Thai and clinch skills. This is going to be great. I can't wait.
I'm going to have to go with JoJo. What you like it on this one, Ryan?
I like JoJo as well. It's really going to go either way. I think it's going to be whoever clips who. So it's really tough to call before, but I'm going to go just from seeing JoJo's striking in her last fight. She looked phenomenal against Valerie. She really put it on her, and I like JoJo to win in this fight by knockout, second round.
Oof. I like JoJo to win, but I don't know about knockout. I think it might go decision, truthfully.
If it goes decision, it's because they're both guys.
Yeah, just banging. And they're just going to eat it because they can eat some punches. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a war, that's for sure. And then we got Uriah, the California kid, Faber versus Jimmy El Terror Rivera. I mean, I like Uriah, but he's coming off a 2-fight losing streak. Just fought Dominic for the belt. Then you got Jimmy over there coming on a 3-fight winning streak. You know, these guys, they're definitely fighting. Jimmy's fighting to move up for the belt. And then you got Uriah just trying to save his ass. So what you thinking over here, Uriah?
Jimmy actually is 19-1. The man has only lost 1 fight in 20 of them. Yeah, he's actually the favorite going into the fight against the veteran Uriah Faber. I don't really know how to see this. It's kind of a crossroads fight for Faber, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah. He needs this one. You know that. You don't want to go on a 3-fight.
And somebody who needs a fight is a scary fight.
Oh, yeah.
And in a savvy veteran like Uriah Faber, him being an underdog, there's some sort of a chip on his shoulder, wouldn't you say?
Especially, yeah, being the underdog that he is, he has a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, going into that Dominic Cruz fight, if he didn't win it, we're all sitting there saying this is going to be his last shot at the title. Ever. So if he gets another loss, it's real critical in his career.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he can afford another loss, especially to move up, and then you got this guy. I mean, he's a young guy coming up. So number 12 right now, like you said, though, he's 19-1, so the guy's no slouch. So
he's the next up-and-comer in the bantamweight division. But I'm going to have to still go with my boy Uriah Faber, the underdog, the California kid.
I agree. I think Uriah, he does what he has to do. I don't think he lets Jimmy get too flashy. I don't think he lets him take him down because Uriah can definitely stand his own in the wrestling game, and I think Uriah gets it in a 3-round decision.
I'm going to have to agree with you. 3-round decision. Faber's going to outpoint Jimmy Rivera and out-savvy him as the veteran he is.
Definitely a veteran. He's going to definitely say, "Here you go. You're not getting to the title just because of me." But hey, we'll see.
Oh,
though.
So you're going to call me the underdog?
Yeah.
I think that's a good pick for DraftKings, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah. Shoot. The underdog?
That's a good steal right there in Faber for all you DraftKings players.
Heck yeah. Number 2 fighter. Definitely. Oh, gosh. And then we got the debut of the wrestler, the shit talker. I don't even know if you can call him an MMA fighter. I guess we can after Saturday night. CM Punk versus Mickey Gall. CM Punk's never even fought an MMA fight. You got Mickey over here, fought one outside the UFC. They gave him some, easy guy in the UFC. So he's definitely 2-0, but 1 in the UFC. I mean, this might be a joke or this might be good. I don't know. Which one? What are you thinking over here, Ron?
Yeah, see, it's real interesting for me because going into the fight, I'm sitting there thinking there's no way Punk actually has a shot at winning it. Now the UFC has actually hyped me up to make me believe CM Punk may have a minimum or slight chance in winning this fight.
I mean, all these documentaries and countdowns and CM Punk shows. I mean,
well, obviously Mickey Gall, he's got a lot more experience. He's wrestled a lot more. That's going to be the critical factor in this fight, his wrestling. He's a young, up-and-coming kid. Doesn't have much experience as a pro, but neither does CM Punk.
Yeah, no. Coming off of no fights, just a bunch of sparring and training. I mean, that can only be so much.
But that going into that, too, it's interesting because CM Punk has no footage on himself fighting any fight, and you don't have much on Mickey Gall neither.
No.
So that's the it factor for me. What is actually going to go down with this? Because we have waited 2 years now for it.
The debut of CM Punk was supposed to be fucking forever ago.
The end of 2014, Pettis was the champion.
The guy just, he had 2 surgeries or something? Who knows?
Yeah, I believe he hurt his back, and he had to go get it fixed on the UFC's dime. So he continues to call himself a fighter, but finally he makes his debut. It's going to be a real tough fight for him, though.
Definitely first fight. I mean, third fight of a main card, UFC pay-per-view.
He said
this is going to be no joke. This isn't WWE, my friend. This is going to be an eye-opening event, and I don't know if he can handle it or not. We'll find out.
He says he's got experience and he's not afraid to be in front of the lights, but there's got to be some sort of nerves or jitters going into that cage.
Oh, yeah.
I saw some of his footage on Evolution of Punk, and he didn't look real confident at all in any of those videos I saw him in.
That's not good.
He looked pretty bad sparring all those guys. He was getting tapped out, saying how he wasn't confident in his hands. I see CM Punk, when he's hitting the pads, Brenan, he's throwing his punches from his hips. It's going to leave his chin wide open. So Mickey Gall has a good chance, a better window at winning this fight.
Oh, yeah, definitely being in at least a fight before and in a mixed martial art for knowing what can come and what cannot come. But, hey, we'll find out Saturday night. And who you like on this one?
It's going to be one we're going to figure out what's going to happen the first 15, 20 seconds of the fight. If Gall's going to look dominant and do whatever with him, you'll see it the first 20 seconds of the fight, guaranteed. If CM Punk makes it to the second round, he's got a good shot at winning. But I don't see that happening. I see Gall finishing him in the first round by submission.
I like that. I don't go CM Punk. I go Mickey Gall. I don't know if it goes decision. I think he gets him first round. I like submission because, I mean, that's what he did his last fight. So I think he might be able to pull it off again. And CM Punk, not knowing too much jiu-jitsu and this and that, I don't see him getting out of it. So
he claims he's a jiu-jitsu practitioner, but he looked like he was getting tapped out by some of their pros at Rufus Sports.
Yeah, I don't see him getting out of anything that Mickey Gall puts him in. So truthfully, I see Mickey Gall winning that fight.
And Mickey Gall explained it perfectly in the recent Countdown episode. He said, I've been doing this for the past 7 years of my life. I've trained my body. My body is trained to do this now. And CM Punk hasn't had that kind of time in the gym.
No.
Hasn't been training those hours. Doesn't have the feel for the game.
No. And then we got the co-main event. Fabricio Werdum rematch versus Travis Browne. We watched it in Orlando, the first one. These guys, they fought, and then Travis Browne just died out in the third round, and it was the most boring fight after that I've ever seen. Bad main event to go to, you guys. But Fabricio coming off a loss, defending his title. Before that, won 2 times with the title. So, I mean, this is just going to be, I don't know. I want to see it a knockout or something, but I don't think it is. I see it being a boring fight somehow again, and Travis Browne dies out, and Werdum gets his neck.
It's interesting when both of these guys first fought, because Travis Browne was such a savage, right? Yeah. He was on a 3-fight win streak against Gonzaga and Barnett, elbowing them to death, and then front kicking your boy Overeem in the title fight this weekend. So he was looking good on his way to contention. I want to say whoever won that fight was going to become the number 1 contender.
It was the number 1 contender, yeah.
So Browne was looking good in that first round in their first fight. He was looking great, actually. And I don't know if you remember or not, but he actually broke his hand in the first round.
Still. Okay.
It has a lot to do with it.
Kind of
But like I said, they both were in transitions in their career where Werdum was just showing off and showing who he was becoming, where Travis Browne might have been at his peak.
It's definitely true.
Because he did, once he took a good shot from Kane that last fight, he was like a deer in the headlights, Same with the Arlovski fight. He dropped Arlovski, but still, he was almost like a deer in the headlights again. His last really good win, I want to say, was against Brendan Schaub.
That was a while ago, too.
Yeah, and that was his last actually good win in 2014.
He's going to definitely need a big comeback, yeah.
So right now, because these two are at two different points again in their career, I'm going to say Travis Browne, just because he hasn't looked he hasn't looked like the Travis Browne I remember him looking like. He's training at Glendale Fight Club. I don't know if that has something to do with it. He's still training with Edmund Tarvarian, Ronda Rousey's coach. And he's already got a lot of critics as it is, as being a kind of selfish coach, trying to portray he does more for the fighters than he really does. But I'm going to have to say again, Fabricio Werdum is going to take this fight.
I think I'm going to have to agree with you. I think Fabricio wears him down again, and I think he dies out in the third round, and I think he gets his neck or gets his back. He gets something, and he chokes him out again, because I don't see Travis Browne winning this fight. I don't think, like you said, he's done anything to change, to make me think he's switched anything up, that it's going to be a different outcome.
Exactly.
So, therefore, I go Fabricio with the finish. Congrats for Fabricio.
And that last fight, it's a shame, too, that I'm saying this, because that last fight was so tough for him. He's fighting with a broken hand. He's getting beat up 5 rounds.
I know.
But I want to say if that were to happen to him today, I'd say Travis Browne's going to bail. And not bail necessarily, but he's going to tap if he's feeling some sort of choke.
Oh, yeah. Because like you said, that night he was only on the rise after that 3-fight win streak. It'll be totally different.
Going into their first fight, I thought he was going to win it.
Yeah, especially, I got Ronda Rousey.
Now, his head may be a little bit out of the game, dating Ronda Rousey, training at Glendale. He used to train at Jackson's, and that's when he was rising. And it's almost like he hasn't progressed since he moved from Jackson's.
We'll find out.
I'm going to have to say, though, Fabricio Werdum, I think he's going to submit him in the second round.
Okay.
Because Travis's gas tank has proved nothing to me.
Yeah.
At all.
Find out. We'll find out Saturday night. And then we got the main event. Stipe Miocic, the champ, fighting Alistair Overeem. You got Overeem coming on a 4-fight win streak to get this title shot. You got Miocic on a 3-fight winning streak. And then he, of course, is the champ. He KO'd Fabricio Werdum, first-round knockout. So, I mean, guys, this is not going to go to the ground. This is going to be an unbelievable standing war. Will be a finish in the first round. I guarantee that. But I'll tell you in a minute who I think is going to win. But, Ryan, what you think about this fight?
It's a good fight, man. Like you said, stand-up war. Stipe's boxing to Overeem's Dutch kickboxing. It's a great battle and definitely good. Two different styles. Stipe, he's showed off a little wrestling when he fought Mark Hunt. He held on Mark Hunt knowing that he couldn't strike with Mark Hunt. So he held him down, did what he wanted to, put Mark Hunt in a bad situation to where he couldn't get up on his feet, and then pretty much finished him out. I felt bad for Mark Hunt when Stipe wanted to wrestle.
Yeah. Mark Hunt does not want to wrestle.
So going into this fight, I'm going to have to say Stipe is going to... He's going to want to do that again with Overeem. We're expecting a good stand-up war for him to let his hands go, but this isn't Fabricio Werdum you're fighting here.
No. He's got the hands, exactly. So, but I just don't see it going to the ground. I see it just a standing war, one of these guys getting knocked out. I mean, that's just the truth.
I would love to see that too, but realistically, Stipe, to win this fight, has to change up the levels.
Oh, yeah. Because
he cannot sit there and continue to let Overeem get comfortable on the feet.
No. He'll pick him apart.
He'll end up pointing him if he wants to, but Overeem is very effective if he lands one big shot. Has you hurt, he'll stay on you like glue.
I agree, man. It's going to...
That's why I'm going to have to go with Alistair Overeem to win the UFC title this weekend against Stipe Miocic.
I agree. I mean, the hometown kid, he's getting his first title defense in Cleveland, hometown, and I think Alistair comes in, ruins the day, leaves with the belt. I think he sleeps him first round. I think he knocks him out. And I'm gonna go punch. I think he knocks him out with a nice right hand, truthfully.
It's kind of funny because a month ago, looking at this fight, I would have said Stipe for sure.
Yeah.
But now I feel like Overeem, he just looks really good, man. That front kick he landed on Arlovski, and that's scary striking for a heavyweight. I think he can deal with the boxing that Stipe has to put off. Stipe, like I said, is a great fighter. He can change up the levels whenever he wants to, but let's give Alistair Overeem some credit here. This dude's a pride vet.
Oh, yeah, and I think that's exactly why he wins this fight. You know how long it's been since he's wanted this belt since he walked into the UFC. Like, he is dying for this belt, and he finally gets his chance, and I don't think he lets it pass him. I think he knocks out Stipe Saturday night, takes over.
What round do you think?
I go first round.
First round knockout?
First round knockout. Alistair Overeem.
I like that too. I'm gonna have to go first round knockout as well, because if Overeem wants to win this fight, he's got to end it quick.
Yeah, I don't like it going deep for him. He'll gas out or something.
Yeah, so I would like to see it end in the first as well for Overeem.
That'll be a hell of a fight.
Hell of a card.
Heck yeah, that's Saturday night.
There's a lot of good different storylines going into it.
Oh yeah, and then you got Sunday football the next day, you guys. It's going to be one hell of a 2-day weekend. You already know.
Oh yeah, big weekend. We're gonna siege the day in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, Bucks are definitely taking down the Atlanta Falcons. Jameis, I like 4 touchdowns. I
hope so.
I like that. Dougie gets 1. I like 5 touchdowns. We beat them.
I know the Falcons are going to be going for plenty, so we're going to have to be doing the same. It may be a pretty high-scoring game, but we'll see. I trust our defense, but the Falcons looked fantastic last year.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be that good this year, though.
Not as good, but still, they'll be decent.
It'll be a good one, though.
I got Matt Ryan as my backup. For every league, I have Tom Brady, and Matt Ryan's my backup.
Classic.
Yeah.
We got our draft tonight, so I don't know we'll see who we get. But now you know what time it is. Favorite game. Everyone's favorite time of the show. KSD. Knockout submission decision. It's the favorite game that everyone loves to hear at the end of the show. You only have to listen to the entire show to listen to it. But
oh yeah.
We're gonna start it off. Right, you wanna go first this week? I think I went first last week. I think he's on a two-game winning streak on KSD.
I'm on a nice little streak over here.
I'm gonna need to win this one today, you guys.
I've got a good-looking streak. All right. Your first question of KSD is gonna be Max Holloway versus Dennis Bermudez.
What fight night was that?
It was actually the Bigfoot versus Cain Velasquez card. The second fight.
Oh, Max Holloway, Dennis Bermudez. They're both have won a couple. I'm gonna go Max Holloway. I'm gonna go knockout, second round.
It was Dennis Bermudez decision, my friend.
Oh, I was gonna say
that's 0 points. 0 points.
The first one. We got Spencer Fisher versus Sam Stout.
Which one, Brenan? They fought twice.
Fight night 10.
Was it their first fight or
I
their
don't know.
second?
Fight night 10.
So it was their first fight.
I don't know.
Fight night 10.
Fight night 10.
Fight night 10. Was this fight night 10 on?
I don't know. Stop this is not the spelling bee again.
Dude, you can't just say they fought twice.
I didn't know that. How am I supposed to know that?
Can you give me your other question? They fought twice.
Well, what's wrong with this answer? Fight night 10. Obviously, that's not the reset.
Spencer Fisher knockout.
Spencer Fisher decision. So 1 point.
It'd be nice to know which fight it was, but yeah, that going in blind on that
Spencer
question.
Fisher. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Your second question of the game KSD is Ben Rothwell versus Gabriel Gonzaga.
Which one is this?
This was at Bisping versus Belfort in Brazil.
Rothwell Gonzaga. I'm going to go Ben Rothwell, knockout. First round.
0 points, my friend, once again. It was Gabriel Gonzaga submission by guillotine in the second round.
This ain't good, man.
It's tough, man. Real tough.
All right, your second one. Cub Swanson versus Ricardo Lamas.
What fight card?
UFC Fox 1.
Fox 1, okay. So this is back when Dos Santos fought Kane.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Ricardo Lamas since at that time, he was undefeated. So I'm going to go Ricardo Lamas by submission. Second round.
God damn it. 3 points.
Ooh!
4.
Da.
What do I have? 1, right?
You got 1 point, my friend.
Yeah, I have to get this whole question right. You have to miss the next one. All right. Shoot.
You ready for your last question of KSD? You've got at UFC 95, Paulo Thiago versus Josh Koscheck.
I feel like you're trying to trick me. I feel like it's supposed to be Josh. It's an easy answer, but I feel like you're trying to screw me. But I'm going to go Josh Koscheck, knockout, round 1.
It was a knockout in round 1, but it was Paulo Thiago.
Oh my gosh. You got to be kidding me. I knew it was a trick question.
And then
That's 4-3. Damn it. You won.
you got to get tricky.
Shit. My next one. Would you have gotten it? Jason Day versus Alan Belcher.
Jason Day?
Versus Alan Belcher. UFC 83.
I'm going to have to go Alan Belcher. I don't even know who Jason Day is.
I'd have had you knockout Jason Day.
I don't even know who he is.
See, you would have missed
I
that
don't
one.
remember him.
Damn it. I might have won.
I don't
Paulo
remember
Thiago.
that guy.
Screw you, Paulo Thiago.
You're throwing me one where the dudes have fought twice.
I got to trick you
I'm
somehow.
over here. Which one? It doesn't matter which one.
Oh, shoot. Well, Ryan wins that edition of KSD.
Once again,
We'll be back next week where I can definitely take him down.
the king sits on his throne once again. Continues his reign.
All right, well, be sure to stay tuned to next week where we're going to talk about UFC 203, what happened, and then we're going to break down UFC Fight Night, Poirier versus Michael Johnson, UFC Hidalgo. So make sure to get us at MMA Heyday on Twitter, at Brenan Estes on Twitter, at RyJ21 on Twitter, at Way_ins. That's the official Twitter for the show that you love, the official Weigh-Ins. By your host, Brenan Estes, and with my co-host,
Ryan Johnson.
everybody be safe, and we'll see y'all next week. See you.